Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We are back after a little more than 2 weeks off, I believe it is. This is Shoebooty Sports coming at you Wednesday night, a day later than usual. Uh, but yeah, here we are nonetheless. Didn't go anywhere for good. Just took a short vacation via Euro trip. Had a great time. We might touch up on that if we run out of stuff to talk about, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight. We got a lot to catch up on,
Yeah.
and of course, it all happened as pretty much as soon as we hopped on the plane, and like at the airport, we got big news coming from Arkansas football. We'll catch up on that in a second. First, let's reintroduce ourselves. I'm your host, Graham Powell, co-host Bradley Brown. There, say what's up, Brad, in case you all forgot.
What's happening?
A lot of stuff. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. I'm rocking their t-shirt right now for those of you watching on Spotify and YouTube. Rhino Races is our sponsor. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience, track it with your fitness app of choice, screenshot your results as proof of completion, submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. And you can find us, Shoebooty Sports, on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at Shoebooty Sports. Haven't done that in a couple of weeks. I was making sure I still had it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and I sitting at the airport. Brad and I went to Europe for our vacation. Had a great time, awesome trip. But as we're sitting in the Chicago airport there at O'Hare, waiting to board our flight, had a long layover. Something pops up on my Twitter, I believe it was, notification saying it was essentially a done deal, just about that Bobby Petrino was going to be named the offensive coordinator at the University of Arkansas. I thought it was a fake thing. I thought it was like a parody tweet type of thing. And
Yep.
I believe showing it to you saying this can't be real, right? And then just the more you dive into it, you find out it was legit. And then I think that the next day, I think it was the next day, Petrino was introduced at the Duke game, or at least he was there in attendance with Sam Pittman. And yeah, Bobby Petrino is the new offensive coordinator at the University of Arkansas. And for those of you wondering why we're kind of leading off with that, with everything that's happened, of course, us being U of A alums, but around kind of fresh off, were we still in school? Yeah, we were still in school when Petrino took over as the head coach at Arkansas during his first trip there, right?
Yeah, I think we might have been still in school. It was a long time ago, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
it,
were
it
still in
was,
school.
but yeah, it was toward the very end of our days there at the U of A, at least as students. And yeah, Petrino was the head coach at Arkansas for 4 seasons. Took over a program that was not in the dumps like we've seen in recent years, but it was definitely on the downside. Uh, wasn't the prettiest exit for the previous head coach, Houston Nutt, as far as just fans have kind of seen enough and were ready to see something different. And to sum it up, Petrino came in, went 5-7 his first season, and then the team just got steadily better. Then they went 8-5, I believe, won a bowl game, went 10-3 the next year, got to the Sugar Bowl and lost a close one to Ohio State, and then won the Cotton Bowl in Petrino, what ended up being Petrino's last season, going 11-2 and finishing number 5 nationally ranked. And so we're just like, all right, we're a top program right now. We being Arkansas, fans are excited. Then the motorcycle wreck happens. It was very Arkansas. Like
Yeah.
they can't have nice things. Motorcycle wreck, blonde on the back, like student intern was on the volleyball team and was also on Petrino's team. and meaning a fair, and money was given out for a car, things like that. And you can go Google the rest if you want to. But long story short, Petrino out as the head coach, and then Arkansas has just been trying to recover since. Had some couple of good seasons here and there, but nothing close to the success that Petrino saw in his last two seasons at Arkansas. So fans have really welcomed this hire back, and yeah, Petrino's been welcomed back with wide open arms by the Razorback faithful. And Sam Pittman couldn't have gone into the offseason with any less momentum. After the way that Missouri game ended, just an abysmal showing, and two of your
Yeah.
last three performances. Couldn't have gone into the offseason with less momentum. How do you turn that around? He knew he had to make a big splash, and I'd say he made a big splash.
Yeah, I think that splashed all the water out of the pool with that hire. So, yeah, hell of a splash.
All right, so as far as it's the right move, right? I mean, is there anything? There's no other direction you could have gone to make a more positive impact. Of course, there are going to be naysayers no matter what you do,
Yeah.
and people that don't like it. But if you want to win football games, and the last time Petrino was in Fayetteville was it last season? Yeah, he was the head coach at Missouri State, and
Yeah.
and that team outplayed Arkansas. Petrino coached circles around Sam Pittman and the
Yep.
staff that was there last year. It wasn't even close. Had the roles been reversed, and I said it on this show, if Petrino were the head coach of the Razorbacks then and Pittman were the head coach of Missouri State, Arkansas would have won 70-0. But it was a close game for a while, and yeah, you could see Petrino's play calling ability hasn't gotten. It's still great.
Yeah.
It's still great, and yeah, he was the coordinator at A&M. Of course, Jimbo gets ousted, and so the crew's going to go with him. And yeah, Petrino lands at Arkansas, and he seems pretty excited about it. Posting a picture on Twitter of Ryan Mallett saying, "Going home, let's finish what we started." That was the gist of it, essentially. And yeah, this is something to be excited about if you're Razorback fans.
I still can't believe it's true, but it is. So pretty exciting.
Yes. And I'm almost waiting for something to screw it up. Like I'm waiting for something to go wrong to where it's not gonna it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
we've gotten used to that at this point. Arkansas football is almost it's similar to the New York Jets in that regard. They just can't have nice things. Like they get Aaron Rodgers for 4 plays, and then he's done for the season. And but Zach Wilson actually played pretty well in their last game. What Sunday? Was it
Yeah.
Sunday they played? Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually played pretty well there. But the point is, I'm just waiting for something to screw it up. But let's hope that's not the case. Is KJ Jefferson, is he transferring? I haven't gotten an official word on that, but it seems like he's entering the
Probably.
transfer portal.
Yeah, probably, but we're probably not going to hear anything on that for another week or so. I'm guessing he's got some contract obligations to fully receive all of his NIL money. Um, so yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But right now, I mean, if he stays, even if he leaves, our quarterback room is pretty dang crowded with the new transfers that we have coming in. So I doubt he stays, but yeah, we'll see.
I just know the Boise State guy. I know Chris Well is going to be there, and I just know the Boise State guy that's coming over. I don't know if he can play or not, but who else is there?
I don't know. I seen
That's kind
like
of
five or
enough, I
six
guess.
names. Yeah, 5 or 6 names that included KJ. So we will see.
I know Chris Paul is transferring to Ole Miss, which
Yeah,
seems kind of lousy. I mean, I get it. You're going to a better team, and kind of it's more of a trendy thing to do right now to go to an Ole Miss team that's getting talked about, and a
yeah.
head coach that's uh, I don't know. It's the cool thing to go do to go play with Lane Kiffin, and
Did
I
you see what he
guess
said? He said that they told him that they needed someone to come lead their defense, so that's why he went. It's like he wasn't even leading Arkansas's defense, so what the hell? So
no. I mean
it's all
he's
about money.
yeah. Well, he's justifying going and playing for a better team and
Yeah,
a better situation. I mean, let's just be honest, right away at least,
yeah,
and so that's why he's doing it. And I'd have more respect for it if you just come out and say that.
uh,
Like this is a better situation. This is what I want to go do. I'd have more respect for that. And he can. I mean, he can do that. That's what we have now with the transfer portal. Like I don't
yeah.
like it. I mean, I don't like what this has turned into. But you could kind of see that this was going to happen.
Mm,
It's weird when guys like Isaac Tesla, however you say his last name, is just putting out like a statement saying he's returning to the U of A. Like, where were you going to go? You know what I mean? Like, what? It's not like you were going to declare for the draft. Like, why is it? And people are making like you see the Facebook fans get on there and comment, awesome, great teammate, player, welcome back. Same stuff, same generic stuff. But that's weird. Like why do you
yeah,
even need to say anything at all?
but
But yeah, Chris Paul going and playing for the better team and the better situation. It's lousy. I call it lousy just because you're going to a division rival. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like it's don't expect to. And I don't know if he's one of the guys that put out once a hog, always a hog. Uh, but forget that. If you leave and go to another school, much less a division rival to play right away, no, forget that. That's out the window, man. You left. You're going to get booed like LeBron did when he came back to Cleveland when he was with Miami. No. And you should expect and deserve that, to be honest with you.
yeah,
Like if that's what you're going to do. Keep it clean, fans. Keep it clean. Don't say anything too derogatory. But you're well within your right to boo for something like that. That's just a lousy move to me, and that's
yeah,
something that I would expect. I would expect to receive some backlash if I were to do that, and rightfully so, to be honest. But at the end
yeah.
of the
Another,
day, it's not me, so whatever. It's his life. But go
yeah.
ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say another big name that's leaving is Rocket Sanders. He is transferring to South Carolina, which is a different situation. We don't play South Carolina next year. He only has one more year of eligibility. I say go for it. Go get injured in the first 2 games of the season somewhere else. Best of luck to your Rocket.
Yeah, and Brad's not wishing
I
that.
mean,
He's
I,
essentially
I was
saying what
kind of
we've seen.
yeah, I was kind of hoping that he was going to stick around and be our left tackle or something next year on the offensive line. That dude got pretty big.
Yeah, he wasn't near as quick and shifty as he was last season. Not even close. I mean, you could tell he was
Yeah,
noticeably bigger, and to me, not in a good way. The way Augusta played down the stretch, despite the terrible offensive line, etc., you could see a burst there that Rocket didn't have,
yeah,
or any of the running backs. That's why Green left. I think he
yeah.
could see like, hey, this is going to be the guy, and should be the guy.
Should be.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to have somebody blocking for you. That's where I need to see the most improvement. We all need to see the most improvement. Or doesn't matter who Pittman brings in, he's going to be out as head coach next year if that doesn't improve significantly. But Yeah,
Yeah, I think
we're not. It's weird. You got a guy who was a Rocket Sanders being a 1,400 plus yard rusher a season prior, and I don't know that he cracked 300 yards this season.
I'm
So
not even sure he cracked 200 yards.
yeah, he might have in that one game against you know, whoever it was, French Dip Tech or whoever the heck they played in the next to last game.
Yeah.
I think he had like 86 yards or something. He had a decent game there, but that was it. It was a very bad it was a very bad year from him.
Yeah. Could you see KJ going to like TCU, going over there and join Browse?
I don't know the quarterback situation there at TCU. I've heard
I don't
South
either.
Carolina. I've heard
But
South Carolina mentioned with KJ Jefferson.
South Carolina loves some Arkansas leftovers.
Apparently, and I don't understand why. At least not on this team. Now, I mean, KJ Jefferson's a good quarterback. He's a good college quarterback. He just didn't have an offensive line this season. It's weird though. Like the guy that is going to hold all the passing records at the University of Arkansas isn't even going to finish his playing days there. Most
Yeah.
likely. Like that's so weird to but I just hope Pittman going back to guys like Tesla saying he's returning, being a Division II transfer, Lipscomb College, something like that. I hope Sam Pittman knows he can actually recruit guys in Power Five conferences through the transfer portal. I hope he realizes that because stockpiling a bunch of Division II and III talent isn't going to get it done in the SEC. Hopefully, he learned that this season. Okay. Anything else to add with Razorback football before we move on?
Nope. We'll just see what happens here in the next couple of weeks as far as transfer portal. But I
I
think there's going
will
to be lots of changes.
I will say this. Of course, Arkansas had some Landon. Gosh, what's his last name? The first team All SEC defensive end captain
Oh, Jackson, Landon
Jackson. Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah,
Yeah,
Landon
he's coming
Jackson.
back.
He's coming back. So big return for the Hogs. True Hog there.
Yeah.
And I mean, would have been probably a first. I don't know if he'd have been a first round pick, but he would have been pretty high up.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck of a defensive end. One of the few bright spots there on the Arkansas defense.
You get
But
you
yeah,
get 3.5 sacks in one game against Bama. I mean, you're doing something right.
first team All SEC player. Other first team All SEC players, Cam Little and our punter, and that's not good when your kicker and punter are first team All SEC. And that's it pretty much, along with Landon
I'm surprised
Jackson.
our punter got it, man. I've seen him shank quite a few this season.
Yeah, he's had a lot of practice. He's had a lot of practice in the game. See, people saw so much of him that they just assumed he was one of the best.
Yeah.
But Cam Little going pro, by the way, that's the other thing. Going to
As he
enter the
should, yeah.
NFL draft as he should. Probably the best kicker in college right now. I haven't seen anybody better. Heck of a leg, heck of a foot. Was a great kicker at Arkansas, the best I ever saw at the University of Arkansas. So lousy season, at least as a team, but for him, hell of a career. Congrats to him for going pro. And with that, we're going to move on. All right, so Razorback basketball. When we were gone, I think we were gone one night, and Arkansas beats Duke at home. Gone being overseas. So,
Yeah.
and then it's been up and down since. Musk got kicked out of the whatever game it was.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's just had Arkansas's number. This has kind of been the Muss era, though. Arkansas is big things are expected from a completely new team, and then they struggle some, get knocked out of the top 25. But in the past few years, all 3 seasons, these past few seasons, the team has overcome those struggles, those early struggles, and have made deep runs into the NCAA tournament. I don't know if this team can do that, but I'm not panicking yet, just because that's what I'm used to seeing. You know,
Yeah.
they could win a game any given night, and they can lose a game any given night. And that's a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I don't think anybody's gonna complain about uh you know these teams muscles put together, and just the coaching during the game and everything leading up to and after. So just more to see basically. And I need to see more before I have any kind of real opinion on it. All right. So let's go to all right, college football playoff stuff. Let's touch up on that. Did the committee get it right?
Probably. Yes. I think they got it right. Even though there's a bunch of backlash leaving Florida State out, I can see why everybody had that feeling for the last 3 weeks ever since their starting quarterback went down with that ankle injury. I think they got it right.
I agree. It seems lousy, and it is lousy.
It is.
Florida State went undefeated and got snubbed out of the college football playoff to with a one-loss Alabama team making it in over them, but a one-loss Alabama team that has played significantly better since that one loss beats Georgia and can beat anybody. I'll say it. I think Alabama's the favorite. I think Alabama's the favorite to win it, and you could you could
Don't
base
tell
that off
Michigan
of
fans that. Yeah.
you could probably tell the Michigan room that. I mean, you saw their reaction when
Yeah.
Alabama was announced as the fourth and final team.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly spirited.
Little bit of pucker up in that room.
Yeah, it was kind of an oh crap moment like that. Like that's what we get for being the number one team in the country. We got to play
Yeah.
Alabama. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm interested in seeing the matchup. But to answer the question, I think the College Football Playoff Committee got it right. I don't see how you can justify putting Florida State in there without their star quarterback and expect them to and honestly feel like you have the four best teams in there.
Yeah.
So I think they got it right. I think the SEC champion was going to get in, and somebody was going to get left out. And this is all changing, right? Isn't this all changing as soon as next season, the college
Yeah. I
football
think next
playoff, they're
season.
adding
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah. Next season, I believe it's 12 teams. So
So
we'll
many
see.
games. Like
Yeah.
that's so many games for college. I mean, I love to see it. I love the idea, and especially if it plays out like it did this season when there were so many deserving teams.
Hmm.
I love to see it, but at the same time, that's a lot of football games for college, man.
Yeah.
I love, like I said, love football, love seeing it. And when does this? How far does this go into? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
who
how
knows?
long are they going to be? How long are they going to be playing? Like when does the season actually end? It's not going to be beginning of January anymore, I assume. Or are you going to start it sooner since you do get like a month off? You
I
know what I
believe they'll
mean?
start it sooner. Yes. They'll start it sooner. The top four seeds will, of course, have the first round buys. Um, yeah, I assume they'll start it sooner, and it'll probably go a week later. So,
That would make the
because you
most
can't, well,
sense.
I don't know, man. You start it 1 week sooner. That's like Christmas week. I doubt they do that.
Yeah, but I mean they're playing bowl games on Christmas Eve and the day
True.
after Christmas, things like that. But a major game, I don't know. But you don't need a month off to start your playoff. So I mean, there if especially if you're going to have 12 teams in it, uh, that equates to what? How many more games? Let's say we probably don't want to do that kind of math on this
Yeah.
on the show.
Four more games.
Okay, yeah, and that's a lot of college. But you have 12 regular season games, your conference championship. So that's 13. Then you're going to go play four more games. I mean, the national champions are really going to earn it, you
Yeah.
know. But you don't necessarily have to be your conference champion to get in. And you're going to have those years where it's going to end like that. I mean, how many times has Alabama won the national championship when they weren't even the SEC champion? They've done that a couple of times, right?
Yeah,
So
probably do
that's
it
going to
again this
happen.
year. So,
Yeah. Well, no, they're the SEC champion this year. So
oh well, they'll probably win another natty this year.
that's my pick. I mean, do you have Alabama winning it all? Is that the favorite?
If I was a betting man, that's who I'd put my money on.
Yeah, Milrow is light years better than he was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a playmaker playing quarterback, but he can make throws here and there.
especially if
He
you rush two and spy one, he can
Yes,
make
that too.
throws.
Yes, that too. But he made a heck of a play at the end of the Arkansas game when Arkansas played with them. I mean, played
Yeah,
competitively with them. And it even had me believing for a second that hey, they got a chance. Not that they're going to win, like hey, they got a chance. They being Arkansas, and then Milrow made a heck of a play to ice the game essentially.
yeah.
Um, Great SEC championship game, by the way. You and I watched it on your phone, at least what we could, essentially the whole game up until like the very end. And then we listened
Mm.
to it on the radio. So we watched that night. Was it night one in Brussels? Or was it our last night in Brussels?
This thing is night one.
Okay. Yeah. I believe you're right. Yeah, that was a good time. Um
Another game where Alabama gets all the calls. So
yeah, we did miss a pretty good Pac-12 championship game, essentially kind of like the first meeting between those two, Washington and
yeah,
Oregon. And Washington wins it, goes undefeated in the regular season. Of course, they're the number 2 seed in the college football playoff. Bo Nix got knocked way out of the Heisman Trophy conversation after that. I didn't see his
yes, he
numbers.
did.
Yeah, but he was our favorite going into it,
He wasn't my
assuming.
favorite. but
Well, you essentially said, I mean, you'd have to give it
I
to him
said
if
if
he had a
yes,
big game.
yeah, if he wins that game, I said you have to give it to him. But I
But he
said
did
Jaden
not.
Daniels. My money was on Jaden Daniels.
Okay. Well, did you put money on it?
No,
Okay. Well, you should have. Because Jaden Daniels is your 2023 Heisman Trophy winner. And I would say the committee got that right too. Just now, if Bo Nix won that game, I would say you got to give it to him. But Jaden Daniels has had a heck of a season there for LSU. Has put up, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but pretty damn good numbers,
yeah,
obviously.
comparable to Burrow's numbers. So at
Are
LSU,
are they that good?
yeah, I think they were that good.
Dude, Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdowns the year he won it. I think he threw 60 touchdowns to like 6 picks or something like that. And I want to say he threw like 5 more in the national championship game. That, of course, that was an insane season. So I don't know if they were Burrow good, but good enough to win the Heisman Trophy for sure. So I think the committee got it right there. Penix Jr. Finished second, and I don't even know who was third. Who was even third? Who else was there at the ceremony?
You got me. Don't know.
But yeah, committee got it right to me. Um, let's go back to tournament stuff. Jumping sports real quick. The LA Lakers win the first ever NBA in season tournament. They got a medal. They got the NBA Cup, and they really celebrated it. Like I mean, really celebrated it like they won a championship. And I think that's, some people have ripped that. I think that's a great thing. If you want to make this thing a big deal and have people interested in it, then you need the players to be excited for winning it. And I'm sure they're excited they all got a $500,000 bonus too.
Yeah,
That might be the thing they were most excited about. But to see guys like LeBron wanting to pop champagne and all that and celebrate, I mean, that's pretty cool to see. And that's another thing for the GOAT conversation. I mean, how many NBA in-season championships did MJ win? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be zero.
Yeah, what
But
a
they
bum.
didn't exist. Yeah.
What a bum. I'm being facetious to everyone listening. For inaugural in-season tournament. I think it was a success, man. I think it gave fans and players a reason to get excited about early season basketball. So to see the Lakers be excited to win it, that's pretty cool to me. I think it's weird that they're going to hang a banner
Yeah.
for it.
It better be a very small banner, man.
Yeah, so it can't be like the world championship banners that they have. If you want to do a smaller one, now teams like, I don't know if Arkansas has done this because they actually have a national championship banner in basketball. But you see on in their practice facility, they have like Sweet 16, and then
Yeah.
they put the year on there and things like that, which should be celebrated. If you want to celebrate it in that little way, that's fine. But that's Arkansas basketball. They have one national championship. The Lakers have 17. They have 17 NBA championships. I don't know that you hang a banner for this. Just display the cup that you won. You got the cup. Display the cup. It's cool. Not near as cool as the Larry O'Brien Trophy, but still cool. Just display the cup. Rock your medal. Rock your $500,000 bonus. But I don't know that I think it's weird that you hang a banner up for it. If it's like I said, it got to be a smaller banner of some type. It can't be similar to the one you have up there, and I'm sure they know that. But I'm just
I
thinking
I didn't even
about it.
know they got a medal for it. Think that's kind of cheesy, but everybody's getting a trophy nowadays, so why not? What's another one?
Well, but they actually won the thing, though.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a participation one. You actually won the tournament, so I like the medal. It's not a giant championship ring that costs $100,000. It's a medal, so I'm okay with that. Um, but yeah, the banner thing's a little too much for me personally. But at the end of the day, it's your championship, it's your franchise. Do whatever the heck you want to do, I guess. Okay, so in other news, big Major League Baseball splash. Shohei Ohtani signed a 10-year, $700 million deal to to not go anywhere except the Dodgers. He doesn't have to leave the city, but he switches jerseys. Playing for the Dodgers, playing for a better organization, and playing for more money.
Yeah.
So big time get for the Dodgers. There's no way Ohtani lives up to that number. Although, do you know about the deferring the money thing until the very end? What
Yeah.
is he? Isn't he getting like 2 million a
He's
year, something
getting
like that?
2 million a year for the next 10 years, and yeah, between 2034 and 2044 he gets 68 million a year.
That's wild.
Wow. Yeah.
That's why I guess this helps the Dodgers out, the payroll out in the short term. I'm sure that somebody did the math and they were like, well, if we space it out this way, we can keep these players and potentially sign more. And I'm sure that was explained to him. And if he's getting the money no matter what, then I guess you're going to be fine with it because nobody
Yeah.
else is going to pay you $700 million except maybe the Yankees. And I don't even know if they go that high.
He'll probably be retired, at the end of those 10 years, so that's a hell of a retirement plan right there.
Yeah, that's a heck of a number. $700 million for 10 years of service. That's pretty amazing, especially coming from a guy that's had two Tommy John surgeries.
Yeah.
So, but who knows how much longer he'll pitch? I don't think there's any way he's pitching by year 7 even.
Oh, surely not.
But I mean, he's got a heck of an arm when it's healthy. It just hasn't been able to necessarily stay that. But to you couldn't have had a better situation if you're Otani. I mean, to come off your second Tommy John surgery and you still get $700 million, 10 years. Yeah, that's huge, man. It's huge for the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers can afford it. But yeah, the Dodgers have become the new Yankees. They've become at least the Yankees of the National League. They're but shows they care, right? Shows they want to compete. And they if you got the money to do it, go for it, I guess. But
Yeah,
man, that's a
why
lot of
not?
money. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay, what else have we missed? We're starting to run low on time. We missed lots
I'm
of
sure.
stuff,
Yeah, I'm
but
sure we missed lots. Yeah.
yeah, we missed lots of stuff, but it's a 40-minute show. But how about we end things with telling you a little bit about our Euro trip? All right, so me, you, my mom joined us. She's the one that actually put the trip together. Shout out Margie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we flew into Amsterdam for 2 nights. Uh, really explored the city on day 2. Had a wonderful guide, uh, Miss Leah, showing us around. Had a wonderful guide in Amsterdam for night 2. Then we spent the next 2 nights in Brussels. Got there right on time. Got there for their big winter festival. I mean, we couldn't have gotten to Brussels at a perfect time. Super cold, but super great time. Then we go down to Paris for 4 nights. Uh, saw the things, all the big things you want to see there. So went to the Eiffel Tower, went to the top, went to the Louvre, saw the Mona Lisa, saw the armless statue. What's the name of it again? Something with a V.
Oh, Venus, I think. Oh,
I think it's
uh,
something besides that. But anyway, yeah,
yeah,
the Louvre was amazing. Huge place. You could spend your entire trip there
yeah.
when you're in Paris. But then we go back
Could
to
spend days there. Yeah,
yeah. Then we stay in Paris for 4 nights, and then we go back to Amsterdam for the last 2. Spent the last one in Arnhem. Had a great time there. Open air museum the last day. Got to ride about 10 miles on bikes through the city there, and then had a wonderful meal with some wonderful people on the last
yeah,
night. So, great time. Uh, loved being out of the states for a little bit. Got to see Europe and all it had to offer. Had a blast. Would love to go back, but I'll also say this: glad to be back home too, here in the states. Got a new
yeah.
appreciation for this country. Love it here, and yeah, anything to add?
America.
There you go, America. But we'll be we're gonna get out of here, but we'll be back next week, same time, same day as usual. But until then, this is Grandpal.
Brother Brown.
Deuces, y'all.
Peace.